Hello, my name is Omar Abbas and I'm from RelianceID company, and today we are introducing our product RelianceID, the new email encryption security platform. So let me introduce you to our team before I start my presentation. Our team consists of experts in many fields in IT, like cybersecurity, software engineering, networking, system administration, and other fields. And we have over 25 years of experience in these fields here in the Gulf. So at one time, our team was having a discussion. We were talking about how valuable information is, and as we all know, information is very valuable, and everyone is trying to obtain it, and as well everyone is trying to protect it. So throughout the revolution, throughout last century, a technical revolution happened, and nowadays there is a lot of methods and means for exchanging information, such as instant messaging, emails, mobile applications, and so on and so forth. And the same technical revolution happened for protecting this information, like PKI, asymmetric keys, and other systems and products for protecting information. And our product, as you can see, is targeting email protection. And as we all know, email is the most used mean or method to exchange information between corporates nowadays. And we came to a conclusion that there is a big gap in the market for protecting email information. And here our product, we believe, is the product that will fill this gap in today's market. So let me show you our agenda before we start our presentation. So today we're going to talk about many sections. The first section is why email and data encryption is important nowadays, and the current business problems and their solutions for products for protecting emails nowadays. We're also going to talk, of course, about our solution, RelianceID, and its features. We're going to talk about RelianceID different key identification and delivery methods. I'm going to explain that as well throughout the presentation. And we're going to show you also ways of implementing RelianceID in corporates. And finally, we're going to show you a very small demo, and we're going to have a Q&A section. So in this section, we're going to talk about why email encryption. And before I get to answer that question, let's first think about why email. So nowadays, email is heavily relied on by corporates and some governments to exchange information. There are many types of information that you can share over the email by governments, such as tenders, credentials, financials, trades, and so on and so forth. And such information is so sensitive that it cannot be exposed, which will cause many losses to these governments or corporates. So the problem with email is it is notoriously susceptible for hacking and interception. And there are many incidents that happened before or recently of hacking and intercepting emails. And the most famous one that we all know, of course, that is the one that happened with the Minister of Exterior in the United States, which is Miss Hillary Clinton. And here we get to answer our question, why email encryption? Encrypting emails is very important, and let me tell you this, there is no solution in the current market that secures peer-to-peer or end-to-end email encryption that is safe throughout the network or even through internet. Nothing, no current business product that achieves such a solution. So now let's talk about the current business problems and their solutions. In this section, I'm going to explain the 4 main technologies used in the current market to solve email encryption problems. The first one is symmetric-based solutions. These solutions were heavily welcomed when they were first introduced to the market. These solutions are very fast and reliable, and they are very easy to use. So the idea is pretty simple. 2 users, they decide on a password to encrypt and decrypt their messages or email. But the problem that faced this solution or these technologies when they first introduced to big corporates. So if you have a big corporate of like 2,000 employees, how come you're going to share one common secret between all of these to decrypt and encrypt data? That is not applicable. So this solution died with this problem. The next solution or the next technology is PKI, public key infrastructure. Now these solutions are very powerful, they're very secure, and they have trusted publishers around the world. And the problem with this, they're very costly, and they need a complete infrastructure to be deployed in your corporate in order to deploy this technology on top of it. And that adds more cost to the bill. And other than that, there is hectic end user training and technical support training. You have to train the users to issue and install certificates on all of their devices, their PCs, laptops, mobiles, and so on and so forth. And above that, you have to pay extra money and to issue more certificates if you want to talk to, or if you want to send encrypted or secure data or emails to external parties, which even adds more and more money to your bill. The third one is IBEs, or identity-based solutions. These solutions are identical to PKIs with only two differences. The first one, it's cheaper, which is good. The second one, it's not secure or it's not trusted, as in the publisher is local in your enterprise. The problem with these solutions is that once the infrastructure is compromised, all of the certificates and every device that uses them is compromised as well, which made them very risky. The last one, which is email gateway solutions. These solutions are the most adopted solutions in the current market, and there are a lot of companies now that produce email gateways, like Cisco, Symantec, Palo Alto, and so on and so forth. And these gateways are simply appliances that are put in line with your email servers, and they inspect the servers going in and out. And the problem with these is that they add extra delay to your email clients, and above that, local network administrators can view and inspect all of the emails going in and going out of the company. And above that, they're appliances, which means they are very costly. In the next section, I'm going to show you how our product, RelianceID, solves all of the mentioned problems. In this section, I'm going to talk about the features of RelianceID. RelianceID has solved the main issues that we talked about in the previous section with the products in the current market. And now I'm going to list down the main features of RelianceID. Firstly, RelianceID business users will be able to fully control and secure their emails with an application that is fast, reliable, and easy to use. And that also supports the three main platforms for the Outlook email client, which are Microsoft devices, iOS devices, and Android devices. Our system also is cost effective and requires minimal modification in the infrastructure of the enterprise. It also requires minimal end user training and technical support training. RelianceID will allow enterprises to communicate with unlimited number of external parties without any extra cost. Our system also ensures end-to-end encryption, which in turn ensures that absolutely nobody will be able to intercept and read emails, not even the local network administrator. RelianceID preserves user's identity with the multi-factor authentication, up to 3-way factor authentication that includes biometrics without the stress of installing any extra costly readers. RelianceID also automates email encryption with the policies based on the enterprise's policies and regulations. And now I'm going to show you the main components in our system. The four main components are the mobile app, which is implemented on iOS devices and Android devices and is used for decrypting and encrypting messages and emails. Our Cloud KVM, which is powered by Microsoft Azure Cloud System, which ensures security, scalability, and availability as well. Our add-on, which is a small application that is installed on the Outlook client, and our Real Access APIs. Now all these components form a complete infrastructure that represents our application, as you can see here in this diagram. Now we're going to talk about RelianceID key identification and delivery. We have three main authenticators, which are one-way authentication, two-way authentication, and three-way authentication. So for the one-way authentication, we're using encrypted HTML, which is web-based, and this is used only for when the Outlook clients are sending encrypted mails for external parties. And we also have the SSL key authenticator or encryptor, which is normally used between two normal Outlook clients which have our application installed only. For the two-way authentication, we are using also SMS keys, which are sent over SMS gateways to the user's mobile numbers. And we also have our two-factor authentication, which supports Google Authenticator and our RelianceID Authenticator. But in case you use the RelianceID Authenticator, this will become a three-way authentication, and it will go with these two as well. The agency's card, which requires your fingerprint to unlock and to decrypt the email or message. Sorry for that. And finally, our Real Access, which is our unique feature that has real-time technologies to encrypt and decrypt emails with three-way authentication. And now talking about RelianceID implementation options. As I mentioned before, RelianceID is easy to implement and it's also very flexible and easy to deploy. And here we are mentioning three ways to implement RelianceID. We can have end-user registration to the online KDM server for individuals. And we have also small to medium corporates dedicated server at our online KDM server powered by the Microsoft Azure, as we said before. And we can have a dedicated on-premise KDM server for large enterprises. As we said, RelianceID automates email encryption based on the enterprise's policies and regulation, and this can be managed only by one KDM admin from the enterprise that can push these policies and manage the implementation of the system. Also, the system is subscription based, so there is no need to have any appliances or any sort of infrastructure changes in the enterprise to deploy our system. And finally, for our demonstration and Q&A, you can visit our YouTube channel and watch the videos we uploaded of the demonstrations for our RelianceID features. And you can also visit our website www.relianceiD.com, and you can start subscribing for testing purposes for free. And if you like it, you can start fully subscribing with RelianceID. And we also hope to answer the questions in the webinar for the Q&A. And that's it. I hope this presentation has been useful, and thank you very much for your time.